Hey guys, so Shane here from Laser Mobile, and today we will be comparing the iPhone 5S and the LG G3. So let's get started. So to start off with design, Apple has an amazing design with aluminum and glass that just looks amazing. Here with the gold model, it just makes the device look amazing, and on the space gray it looks nice too. The front of the device, there's glass with fairly big bezels. However, that has to do with the big button on the front, and Apple wanted it to look symmetrical on the top as well. Now, LG G3's design is still great. Even though it's plastic, it makes it look like brushed metal, and it's not the soft, bendy plastic that Samsung has. It's a hard plastic that makes the device feel pretty premium. However, when compared to devices like the HTC One M8 and the iPhone 5S, you can't really compare. The LG G3 has a volume rocker on the bottom like the iPhone 5S, and the iPhone 5S has the speakers on the bottom, while the G3 has speakers on the back. Now when it comes to hardware, the iPhone 5S has a 1.3 GHz A7 chip with 1 GB of RAM. However, it does have 64-bit processing. Now the G3 has a 2.5 GHz Snapdragon 801 processor with 2 GB of RAM and an Adreno 330 GPU. Now, the buttons on these devices, the iPhone 5S's volume buttons are on the right side of the device, and the power button's on the top, while the G3 has all its buttons on the back of the device, because it supposedly makes it easier for you to feel. I agree with that statement. However, if you like more conventional buttons, you might want to use the iPhone 5S. However, it won't really come down to the button placement for you choosing these phones. Now, the G3 does have great processing at 2.5 GHz. While the iPhones does seem a bit underpowered at 1.3 GHz, both of these are very fast devices. The G3 may be considered slightly faster when playing games and stuff. However, the iPhone's 64-bit processing, which allows it to play some games that the G3 can't, makes up for this. Now, the G3 has a 3000 mAh battery, which is removable, which is a major plus for this device, while the iPhone 5S has a 1570 mAh battery, which is very small when compared to the G3's, and it does show that the iPhone 5S doesn't get nearly the battery life that the G3 does. And that has been a major problem with Apple devices. Now, when it comes to screens, G3 has a 2K display with 541 ppi. It's 2560 by 1440, when the iPhone's is not even 720. So the iPhone's does have 323 ppi, which isn't that bad. However, you really notice that the G3's ppi, which is more than 200 higher than the iPhone's, it's really noticeable, and the G3 screen is beautiful. Now, there's something to say about the G3 screen. However, it's not really relevant now because there's limited 2K content. However, on YouTube, you can watch some 2K content, as they can downgrade it from the people who post 4K. However, for apps and stuff, you don't really notice it now. However, if you're buying this phone on a 2-year contract, the device will not even seem outdated in about a year because its specs are so relevant. Whereas the iPhone, especially the 5S, will seem completely irrelevant when compared to the bigger screen iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 with the 5.5-inch display. Now, when it comes to software, the G3 is running Android 4.4 with their overlay on top of it. The G2's skin was not that nice. It looked kind of touch-wizzy. However, now the G3's skin is very vibrant colors. I like the icons, and it just is very easy to use. You can use features like multi-window and Q-slide, which are very cool features that the iPhone cannot offer. Multi-window is allowing you to overlay a window on top of another one, which is very useful for watching videos while texting someone or something like that. Another amazing feature on the G3 is when you get a text, a little bubble appears in the top left corner and you can instantly reply to that. So you just tap to reply and you don't even have to leave the app you're in and you can reply to it. This is one of my favorite features on any phone. It just if you text a lot, it's just such a useful feature. Now, the iPhone software, which is iOS 7, is a lot more simplistic. There's just a bunch of icons, notification shade, and at least they added Control Center in this brand new version. With Control Center, you can control things which you basically control in the notification shade from the G3, such as flashlight, airplane mode, Wi-Fi on and off, Bluetooth, brightness, stuff like that. However, it is nice to see Apple taking a step in the right direction with their software. Now when it comes to cameras, the iPhone 5S does have a nice 8 megapixel camera, which overperforms for its resolution. It's very easy to use and actually one of my favorite cameras on the market. However, the G3's camera is even better. At 13 megapixels, some people may say that megapixels don't matter. However, the G3 does take great pictures because even when compared to the S5, the resolution is a bit lower. However, I feel that the G3's software and usability is a lot better than the S5, and even the image quality looks slightly better. So the G3's camera overall is better because as well it has laser autofocus, which allows you to quickly autofocus on something because it sends a laser out. This is a very useful feature which the iPhone cannot offer. Now the iPhone 5S does have an extra feature that the G3 does not, and this is a fingerprint scanner. It's located in the home button covered by sapphire glass so that it does not break. It works about 95% of the time. However, it doesn't seem to work for me as much. It maybe works for me 80 or 70% of the time. However, for most people, including members of my family, it works about 95% of the time. Well, the G3 does have an extra feature that the iPhone does not as well. The G3 has a micro SD card expansion, which is a very useful feature. To be able to expand your storage beyond the internal storage is a great feature and one I always miss on the iPhone. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe down below. Personally, I prefer the G3. However, you're going to have to make the choice between the 5.5-inch display and the 4-inch display, which is really the biggest difference between these two devices. The G3 is actually not that big of a phone, though. For 5.5 inches, they have really small bezels, which makes the device very usable, and I just love the screen real estate you have. Now, the G3 also does have on-screen buttons, which you might want to consider. However, these are customizable, which gives it a very cool feel. While the iPhone does only have one button, which is kind of annoying, as the G3 can have up to 5 on its on-screen buttons. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe down below for much more content on both of these devices. Thanks for watching.